Hello, I'm Chris Newton. A gentleman by the name of Ray Kroc made an art form of increasing the value of a sale. He did it by systemizing one little question in his business model. That question was, would you like fries with that? Now, we may smile when we think about that, but what Ray Kroc understood is that people want to be led to a decision. Would you like fries with that has been worth untold millions to McDonald's. I'm sure as a business person you've probably already figured that out. But that begs the question, if we know this cross-selling process works, why don't we apply this approach to our own business? It doesn't matter if you sell retail, professional services, wholesale, trade services. Cross-selling has the potential to add 10, 15, 20 or 50% to your bottom line profits. Now, before I go on, let me emphasize that I'm talking about ethically and professionally increasing your average sale. I'd never suggest you manipulate a customer into buying something that they don't need or want. Here's a real simple example of exactly what I'm talking about. Many years ago, on a Sunday afternoon, I went down to the local hardware to buy some paint for a pergola that I'd built. When I got back home, I pulled out my old paintbrushes, and yes, you can guess what they looked like. They were more like chisels than brushes. It meant a trip back to the hardware store, which, by the way, was closed when I got there. Needless to say, I wasn't very happy. But what was the real problem here? Not my stiff brushes. The problem was that this hardware store had no cross-selling system. A simple cross-selling system such as a checklist would have solved my problem. By running through that checklist with me at the cash register, I would have realised I did need brushes. They would have made a higher value sale and they would have been my heroes. Simple cross-selling opportunities like this are missed thousands of times every day across the country. Thousands of opportunities to wow customers with a great additional service and thousands of opportunities to make more profit for the business. Of course, this doesn't apply just to retail. Professional service organisations can apply this cross-selling approach just as effectively. Let's see how our salesperson Mark might handle that, this time selling IT services.
Now that we've agreed on the design of your new website, let me suggest some added features that will help add to the usability and security of your site. Now, you've built up a database of prospects. Are you planning to keep in touch with these prospects on a regular basis? Good, I'm glad to hear that. It's a great strategy for building an ongoing relationship. The reason I ask is because while we're building your site, it'll be a simple process to add in an automated email and SMS facility so that you can seamlessly communicate with your database. The additional cost to you is nominal, but the added functionality will make your site very, very powerful. Now, you also mentioned you have had difficulties cost-effectively targeting your market. There's an amazing search engine optimization technique that you should consider too. We've used it to help many, many clients get to the top of the search engines.
In this simple example, the client may end up paying double the price that they would have for just a web design, but they'll be thrilled to bits. They'll be getting additional value in ways that they couldn't even have imagined. It's a classic win-win situation. But here's the crunch. Often professional firms don't do this. They tend to be conservative and reticent to invite clients to take up additional services. Instead, they bullet point their list of professional services, perhaps in a brochure or on their website. Just putting a laundry list like this won't do anything for you or the client. In many cases, clients have no concept of what's entailed in those bullet points. They have no idea of the value of the services and what they mean to them. If you're a professional practitioner, believe me, you must actively introduce your clients to your services. It's easy to identify services relevant to their needs. By actively walking them through your services checklist, explaining what each one means to them as you go, you'll educate your clients and you'll enable them to make informed decisions. And that is professional selling at its ethical best. I'm Chris Newton.